Well, good morning, my people. We are back with the Tesla Model 3. It rained last night, so we got to go ahead and dry up our work area. So yeah, not too bad. It started raining pretty heavy last night. I was in here a lot trying to make sure that nothing that couldn't get wet got wet, but looks like everything's okay. So, yep, that's where I'm at right now. We gotta finish the back shock tower here. And yep, I'm gonna go ahead and do that because it's supposed to rain in 2 hours. Looks good over there. Pretty cloudy over there, so let's get to work. By the way, it's day 5, I think, or 6. I have no idea anymore. It's all a blur. Let's do it. Okay, now that I'm down here, I thought I would just show you guys what the installation process looks like. We have the old bag here, the new bag. There's a rubber grommet that goes inside of here that I already took out. That's what it looks like right there. I don't know if you can see that. So I took that out already. Now we have to sit the bag inside of here, inside of this pocket right here. So in order to do that, this bag's pretty big. You can't snake it through here. Okay, like it doesn't fit. What you want to do is come around to this side, put your foot right here. You'll push down on it, and that opens up the space. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so now that it's in, you're gonna see that there's this like portion of the shock that like dips down. That guy right there. So we're gonna seat it, and it'll sit in there, you know, naturally. Only one way. And then I'm gonna take the nuts and washers here, right? I'll take this guy, and you're gonna see these two holes. So we have this upper hole right there, and this back hole, and all you're gonna do is you're gonna thread it in, but you have to make sure, of course, that it's actually aligned, and it's black, so it's a little bit harder to see everything, but let me see if I got it. Nope. All right. Give me a moment while I put that in there. Alright, once you have both in, we'll take a 13 millimeter and we're going to go ahead and tighten it up. They say to put 17 my bad. 17 foot-pounds. 17 foot-pounds. Alright, 17 foot-pounds. And that's pretty much it for that guy. You want to watch out when you're lowering the car. There's like this little perch up there, you see that? Like that little donut. You want to make sure you align it whenever you lower the car. Even though I think it'll do it by itself, but yeah, just watch out for that. Alright, next up, let's get the shock tower. Alright, so this is what the shock tower looks like. Or the shock and then the head of the... I don't even know. Anyway. So you wanted to make sure that this was this top part here, make sure that this top nut is tightened to 30 foot-pounds. Make sure you put the cover back on, because let me tell you, putting this cover back on without just trust me, put the cover back on. Anyway, we also have to cut this down here. I've got like a zip tie holding those, so we got to cut those. But anyway, we're gonna place it right up there and zip it on. And again, these are 15 millimeters here, so yep. And then you want this facing out, so yeah. And the same thing, we're gonna torque it to 30 foot-pounds. Okay. Stick it on here. All right. Okay, so that's good to go. Next up, we gotta align this guy. So these are the little spacer bolt things that were attached to the side of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that on there by pushing this down and installing it. Put it on the other side, if I can get it. There we go. And then we'll just lift it up into place. We're gonna go ahead and put the bolts through both. That way they can both hold down. And that's all. What I'm gonna have to do is put the jack here though to lift this up, so I can get that bolt through. Actual tower itself. Okay, so I got a vice grip holding this side, and then on this side I'm just gonna hit it with the ratchet that I have. Man, where are the nuts? Oh, they're there. So yeah, I'm gonna hit that with the ratchet. I'm gonna tighten both. They need to be tightened to 85 foot-pounds for those nuts. And then I think that's it over here. I'll make sure by looking at the instructions, but yeah. Okay, so that's everything. Everything's installed. Everything is tightened and torqued. Those are 85 foot-pounds. I think I said 80, but yeah, 85. For those, I'm gonna go ahead and route these lines, because that's what's next. I gotta route these cables to make sure that they reach the back of the bag here. And I think I'm going to just zip tie it to things to make it back over there, because I don't want it to be in the way of anything. So yeah, let me go ahead and do that now. Okay, I wanted to show you guys how I routed this. So I took the airline, I went up behind this little tower thing. It's like a bushing on it, but I went behind it. Went up through. I went behind the back here, and then up. I don't know if you guys can still see it, but up and over this little brace here. So up and over it, and then I followed it down and connected it to the bag. I think this is the best option. That way I can like zip tie it here, and that should be enough to make sure that it doesn't really touch there or rub too often. So I'm gonna zip tie it right there. This is a coolant line here, so I'm not gonna zip tie it to that, but find somewhere else to zip tie it, and that should be it. And it should be good. Probably zip tie it to this so it rubs against the wall instead of this shock tower thing. Probably be better. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and do that because it's gonna start raining. So yeah, bear with me. Wanted to show you what I ended up doing on this side. So this is the right side. Ended up putting it up here, going on the brake line there, up and around. This was a lot easier to snake through, but over the subframe. And then I connected it to that connector, that right there, and then into the bag. You can see that right there. But yeah, looking good, not touching anything. And then what I gotta do now is reinstall this cover. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The painful, like 10 millimeter. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so I have my sensor brackets here. I just took them out the box. As you can see, some of them are starting to rust. So I'm gonna wire brush them and paint them black. But yeah, so I marked them, but I have left rear and I have right rear, and they go like this. So if I'm facing the strut, pretend this is the strut in front of me, they go like this. So they attach to the right side of the top control arm right there, and then the sensor is connected on the side. Same thing on the other side. So this is where it connects on the top, sensor on the left side. So I'm gonna wire brush them and clean them with alcohol and then paint. It did just drizzle a little bit, but it looks like it's passing. So all right, let me get that done. All right, I got the first coat on. I think I'm just gonna do 2 coats each side and call it a day like that. Okay, so for the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and get the wiring for the height sensors and air lines all tucked up, looking nice in the front, and in the back's already done, but yeah. So I'm gonna zip tie it here, and then make that look good. I'll let you guys know what I do once I'm done here. Keep you guys educated while this dries. So. Okay, so let's go over what I did. Camera died, so I wasn't able to show everything that I did here, but I extended the driver's side rear cable, and by cable I mean the height sensor cable. This is what it looks like. Good enough, watertight. Everything is heat shrink inside as well as covered, so should be a-okay. But yeah, I did that. I ran the cables and air lines from this top hole here through underneath the windshield wiper arm. You know, thought that was kind of important. Behind these cables here, down underneath the washer reservoir, as well as the brake fluid. Behind the battery, there's actually a channel there. And then over here, where the battery is, the battery positive, there's another channel. So I'm gonna zip tie everything right here, and that's pretty much it. All the cables, everything's good to go. And then on both sides, I ended up adding the push to connect right there. Pretty much I should be good to go. I just have to zip tie everything to position. I'm gonna go ahead and tape this so it's not rubbing against this hard edge. And that's it. Starting to rain a little bit, which kind of sucks, but as long as it doesn't rain too much, I'm gonna keep chugging along here. Hopefully this passes past rain, please. But yeah, that's how everything's looking right now. Pretty good, pretty good. I got everything is wired properly. The next thing I'm gonna do right now is focus on the arms, because I got all the arms painted here, looking pretty decent. I'm gonna go ahead and start installing these. And yep, I'm gonna do the rears first. I'll let you know how that goes and how it looks. Let's talk about where we are now. I went ahead and put the USB cable and the accessory cable, so that's what lets it know that the car is on. I punched a little hole through here, honestly a little too big. As you can see, I can move it in and out. So I'm gonna have to go behind here and RTB it. And by RTB I mean like silicone. That way I can close that up. So yeah, that's looking really good. I have all the wires kind of tucked out where I want it. Next thing I'm gonna do is not that. I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do. Okay, so this is what the bracket looks like right now. Hope you guys can actually see that. Let's see. You see that? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, right there. So I have the instructions said to mount this bracket over the top of it, but it doesn't fit, so mounted it from the bottom. And then what this is supposed to do is we're gonna get the sensor on here and we gotta attach it somewhere on this actual suspension. So, you know, looking at this, I'm not sure where I'm actually going to attach it to the suspension. Maybe like right here on this arm. Not sure, but that's how it goes. I have the screw as the screw itself, a washer, and then underneath is a washer and a nut. The screws that I'm using are a M6 1 by 30 millimeter. I don't know if you guys can see that. And just like this, washer, nut. So this bottom and this on the top and this on the bottom. And then I did have to drill the other side. Let me show you what this side looks like. So I had to drill that hole. I hope you can see that right there. This guy right here had to drill it. My drill the drill doesn't fit inside of there, so I did it at an angle, and that was enough to make it work. The drill that I'm using, or the bit, let me tell you what it is, one moment. Okay, the bit that I used was a 1564. You guys can see that right there. So yeah, that's what I did to make it happen. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then I'll focus on the front. I'm gonna probably hook up the sensors too. So I'll be right back. Okay, man. Guess you guys are getting tired of this, huh? But I have the sensor connected here, as you can see right there. Issue with this mount, the bottom hole doesn't fit, so terrible mount. Bought it from eBay, of course. But anyway, was able to connect the top one, got it tight enough so it doesn't rotate. I went ahead and zip tied the wire all the way down underneath, as you can see. So yeah, that's done. Same thing with the other side. Other side is looking the same way, connected. Did the wiring a little bit different, connected it to the ABS here and the brake line, and then the back part. So that's done too. Now I gotta worry about finishing the front. So let me go ahead and get that done. Alrighty, so little boo-boo on the front one here. Originally I had it mounted here, but that's not gonna work because it's gonna hit that control arm whenever we go to lower it. Don't ask me how I know, because I did try it. So what I'm gonna do now is found this spot right here. The kit brings tappers. So what I did was I took my arm and I measured it, right? So I put the measurement in the front hole here and the measurement in that bottom hole. That's where that blue mark is. So I'm gonna mount it there. Worst case, if I need to, I can mount it in between this, you know, if this becomes a problem, but I hope it doesn't become a problem. Shit, it really might. It might become a problem. I might have to mount it like right there. Alright, I gotta decide. I'll be right back. Okay, I readjusted. I made another hole there, or another mark. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my impact to get the self tapper that it brings through there. It's just the frame, so nothing goes through it. Alrighty, wish me luck here. Okay, let's take a look at where I'm at now. So I drilled the pilot hole first, and then I was able to do the self tapper all the way through. The top hole I think is just gonna stay empty. I don't think anything goes there. So yeah, but yep, looking good. Nice and tight, doesn't move. This is an 8 mil, by the way. So time to do it to the other side. Okay, let's talk about what I did here. So sensors here, cable is running behind the shock tower. As you can see, it's not touching anything. It's not gonna rub against anything if it goes up and down. I hope you guys can see that right there. The arm's not blocking it, so yeah. That's what that looks like there. It comes up, zip ties against the brake line here, goes up, zip ties there, and zip ties on this bundle. I still got to make something that way none of this rubs. But yeah, this wheel well is officially done. This is just going to be tucked back there. It'll be hidden behind the wheel well, or the wheel cover, but we'll get it a little bit tighter. So yeah, that's good. Now I got to do the other side. Same thing as this. So now that the sensors are, you know, they're looking good, I'm actually just hooking them up now. They all have this like little rubber booty over it. Just you pull on it to take it off. See if I can do it one hand. But yeah, anyway, you take it off. I don't know if it's gonna happen one hand here. Anyway, you take it off. Take off, and you got that. It exposes the actual connector. The last one I have to hook up here is, man, on the other side. It is front left, so I'm gonna go ahead and feed that cable through, connect it, and we are getting very close to being able to actually put air pressure to the bags and stuff. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and knock this out. Okay, so what you guys saw was me connecting everything. So all the lines. So we got front left, front right, rear left, rear right. Tank line is connected to our water trap, and then yeah, and then we also have our this is our burst valve or pressure relief valve, and our fill valve over there. So everything's connected, routed the way it should be. We tucked all the cables back here. I did a test fit to make sure the vent, the fan vent thing still fits, so we're good there. Went ahead and just took this off so we could take a look at it. Get to clean it. Couple scratches, unfortunately. So next time, definitely leave this covered. But I'm gonna go ahead and tackle the real issue here, and that's gonna be these height sensors. I gotta find a way to attach it to something. So either here on this bar, like the shock tower, lower shock tower, or something. I gotta find something to attach these sensors to. So that's my next goal. All right, well, long time no see, you guys. Let me update you on what I've been doing. So, as you can see, our bracket and our sensor, everything's hooked up here. So, awesome, right? I moved this hole over 7/8 of an inch. The reason why is because when this is at full lock to the left, it was hitting this arm. So, now that I moved it over 7/8 of an inch, we are good to go. So what I ended up doing was drilling a hole over here on the actual shock tower. Honestly, I didn't measure it. All I did was pretty much go parallel with the pinion here. So I went parallel with it, and that's how I got that hole on the shock tower. And yeah, I shortened this up. I cut this with a band saw. Is that what they're called? What is it called? Reciprocating saw. I did that. I did it for both sides already. Let me tell you what the actual height. Alrighty, so I wanted to come in here and explain a few things. First of all, this rod is too long, okay? This rod needs to be shortened almost to like half. And the reason why is because you want your height sensor to sit at the height that you're going to be actually driving or being static at. And then also you want it to be short enough that when this wheel actually tucks into the fender, it's not overshooting the angle that the height sensor reads. So what I recommend, because I'm gonna make a video of this eventually, is measure it with the wheel hub being in the position that you want to either drive at again, or you're going to be slammed at. So again, measure with the wheel up. Measuring it like this messed it up for me. So again, it's going to be about half the height. And if you're going to end up measuring, what you want to do is put a jack underneath the rotor here and raise it up that way. So yeah, that's the first part. The second part is the rear here. So on the rear, I have this rear sensor connected to this. This doesn't work. Whenever you lower it, it breaks. So I'll be making another video showing the front and the rear. But either way, I'll show you this, but just know I messed up. So yeah, see ya. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this arm to this right here, this one that's already in the Tesla. That is going to be my solution. Let me show you how we engineered something to connect to that. So we have this guy. So what is this, you ask? This is the top of that little arm that it brings, right? Sorry. What is this, you ask?
this is the top of the arm that it brings. And what I did was I pretty much created a space here, and that's what's going to connect to the Tesla part. So that's what's going to connect to this guy right here. So it's going to be on that bracket, right? And then what I'm going to do is have this spaced properly, right? Sorry. So what I'm going to do is have this portion spaced properly on that Tesla upper arm. So this is going to mount to that right there. And then this guy, I drilled a hole through it. See if you guys can see that, but it's not perfect, but it works. So this part right here is actually going to connect to the sensor. So the sensor is going to connect like this, bam, and this will move up and down with the suspension. So, yep, that's my solution. I'm going to go ahead and install it. Well, I already did it on this side as a proof of concept, but look how nice it is. You see that? Hold up. You see that right there? You see how nice it is? That's a professional. That's a professional right there. I also finished the two front ones here. Guess I'll show you that while I'm at it. That's what that looks like. It is like torqued to the right a little bit. So I learned that when I am driving, this has enough flex, you know, to go in and out, which I think it's designed like that on purpose, you know, obviously. But yeah, let me go ahead and install this on the other side, and I'll get back to you guys. Bye-bye. Okay, so this is where I'm at right now. I had it originally on this first one, so the closest one to the sensor. That didn't work. It was having issues actually going up. So then I moved it over here, and now no problem. So if you're doing this, second hole for the sensor, and it's perfect. Now the front, we're a little worried about the front, but whatever. If we have a problem, well, we have a problem.
And whoops, I forgot to outro. So anyway, this is the end of day 5 here because I ran out of light and it started raining. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you so much. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And see you guys. Drive safe.